And welcome back everyone to Pro League. We're now plugged in for our very last match of the night. It is going to be Dust2 with Astralis taking on Windigo for the second time tonight. First map was an interesting one, I think it's fair to say, but...
Yeah, I mean, we didn't expect it to be 12-5 at one point in favour of Windigo. However, from there, Astralis apparently just shifted the gear straight to the top. We want to win now.
Yeah.
16-13, pretty one-sided from then onwards, I think it's fair to say. And to end it all off with that device 5k, I think it doesn't sum it all up, but it just shows how ridiculous that game was, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say.
It was from such extremes to the other, really. It's sort of team's dominance. Very weird one overall. Now moving on here to Dust2. What are your thoughts on this? Obviously, Windigo with a good showing there, but that's overpass. Dust2's a whole different story. I
think in terms of confidence, it might be all combo as well. Because they're thinking that was our one chance at probably getting the map win. And Astralis now, they've just activated device, apparently. He's just got that 5k, momentum is there. He's activated fully, all guns blazing, apparently. So I can't help but feel like Astralis will be, the victors again. But it's just, a case of what scoreline, right? Maybe a 16-5, I feel. The scary bit is, Astralis have been known to 16-0 opponents in this map in the past, so I would not be feeling very safe as I was Windigo. No,
I feel like as well, from what we've seen in Windigo on Dust2, at times there can be a lot of mistakes. And that's putting it quite generously. Yeah,
it's a map they have had issues with, but look at this pistol from Astralis. 3 players through the mid door, 1 lower, 2 at mid. Device will hear this B-rush coming in. Majestic is ready to fight it. However, they're playing this with no pistol or kick, and that's not a good start for the Windigo side.
Device has got from the rear, been able to come in and just punish everyone. However, Ships will trade it back, Ben, gets himself a nice little double kill, leaving him in a 3 versus 3. The bomber's gone down as well, so the retake won't be as easy now.
Especially when there's no kit, as I mentioned. The CTs do not have one. They need to go in quite quickly here. And Ships is carrying on that momentum. 3 kills in the round already. Makes that 4. Doesn't get the 5th though. Blocker takes that one out, and a pistol win for Windigo, looking good.
Huge round there picked up, necessary, and also interesting because I mean it seemed like they had all the set pieces to win that on the side of Astralis. So it's quite big that they've actually been able to pick that one up. Windigo setting themselves off with the start they needed, a pistol round win.
If you remember some of those previous matchups that Windigo did have, I remember instances where they would go 5-0 up and then lose 16-5. So although a good start would be quite useful, they still need to be keeping that same level of play throughout the game. That was an issue they had last map, if you think about it. First 15 rounds, they looked great. The last 15, however, they looked pretty terrible.
Yeah.
So it's all a matter of consistency, I feel. And if they go towards A, which looks like the play, they're going to be running into a bit of a stack, I think it's fair to say. They've got no flashes left, so all these CTs, the only thing that will stop them from seeing the opponent will be smoke grenades. So 1 Molotov gets used there. I'm really not a fan of how some of these teams decide to clear the car. They always Molotov one side of it, they then Molotov the other, and then think it's clear, not thinking the player can move. So like Glaive, he's been Molotov there, but like they've not checked it fully. They're still not checking it fully. If he peeks up, it's a free kill.
Glaive gets the first headshot. Whoa, the full convergence comes out, and it is looking fantastic there. Astralis, they might have dropped that first round, but now they've just had a bonanza, an absolute field day, Ben. They walk away with the round and free
that pause immediately. That's not surprising by any means, is it? I was just saying, like, if they clear the car there, Glaive does not get the first shot in. He was alive for so long as well. I think he lives out the whole way.
Yeah.
And that just shows you should not be going full rifles. If you've got SMGs, make sure they have enough money to have a lot of flashes available to them. Otherwise you get situations like that, where all of the CTs can just face you from so many angles with USPs, and you don't know where you're being shot from. Complete havoc in Windigo, they forced straight back into it. You can see the scout purchase there. It's very rough on though. That tactical pause was very needed, I think, just to level their heads a bit, I think, because they would be so confused about what's just happened. Device actually managed to get an AWP in as well, because, I mean, they didn't invest anything into that round after all.
Ooh. Big tag from Device early on into the round. Going to leave Bubble on just 18 HP. They've gone very close towards mid here. Most likely just going to go for the burst out. Dupree is there. The nade could be absolutely splendid as well. Transfers a fair bit of damage across. He will perish, but he has done more than enough damage at least. 3 players heavy tag there on the side of Windigo.
They also have not been able to get to his gun as well, which is another big bit. Especially with 4 of them having armor, Xyp9x might look to try and get rid of that gun perhaps, or maybe move it around. Bomb being passed up towards short there. The man in question will be Device, however. He's at the A site, no grenades, just the AWP. Windigo have no flashes either, they have this one smoke, which will go a bit too far down the thing, it's actually going towards CT. It's not starting off well for Device.
Xyp9x with the nice opener there with the AK, gets a big spam off. It's a 3-on-3, Glaive trying to get the headshot, will connect it, takes down Bubble. Xyp9x as well, able to do some damage with a flick around. And that is a huge play there from Xyp9x. They win that round, they recover the AWP, gets the defuse as well. So that is now going to be a 2-1 scoreline, and he's essentially got himself a full kit out of that round.
He's done very well there. Xyp9x carrying on that form from Overpass, I think it's fair to say as well. 8 kills now.
Yeah.
3 in that previous round, 4 just then. Showing that he is capable of playing very well. Windigo. It's got to be another eco around here as well. You can see some Deagles being bought, but relying on those for picks, not the worst thing in the world, but I can't but feel like they need a lot more than just a single pick or more to get something going here. Dupree just so aggressive. Although he's going to get overwhelmed very quickly once he takes them all down. Just gets the one.
Oh, blocker with a kill on Magisk. Xyp9x as well, able to respond with the M4 there. Oh, wow. Blocker gets the trade, Ben, but it is a 2 versus 3. Make it the 2-on-2 now into the round. So they will deviate over towards the B site. Glaive going to sprint over there, drop out the nade, just do so much damage.
It's done so much to Blocker as well.
Oh, he's left on just 22 HP. It's going to be such an awkward firefight here if he actually wants to win this round. Molotov comes in as well. They took the confidence ball. He might get the first kill, but Device was already out through window. Gets the shot off, and they will take that round.
Yeah, a lot of damage being done by grenades early on in this round. Oh, this game, I feel. Wasn't exactly a clean eco round though from Astralis. Again, 2 players staying alive. And they do go for a double AWP though. So we saw some of that on Overpass, I think, but Dupree did pick it up towards the end. Obviously Device the other one. And they're leaving Dupree on his own towards B. At least at the early stages of this round. Windigo go towards short with 2 players as well as keeping 2 players towards long. Over Astralis, they're not even playing towards it at the moment. Very willing to leave Device to his own devices as well, towards that A site. It's a very slow round from Windigo. So it will be a full-blown 5-man execute. That Molotov has come at the perfect time, that they've actually gone all the way through. I don't think they know where Glaive is. They should know now, though.
But no reaction there. You should have heard the shot at least. Even if you're blind, you'll still be aware of the audio cue. But
oh, Magisk.
Oh no. Magisk also going down on the re-aggression there. Poison's going to finish him off. I mean, Dupree nearly actually gets the shot off as well because they just jump down off of ramp into a position where it could have gone awfully bad. Xyp9x coming in from the rear, gets off a cheeky headshot on the first man. Flashbang going to go over. It's a 2-on-2 here into the round, and it seems like they're both going to go from short.
Oh, the Molotov. If he looks to his left, he'll see the player. He doesn't actually see him. Does see him now, though. Blocker. He's got all of it to do. He still expects the player towards long.
They're both coming up short, though. Ben Blocker deviates back towards the site. Paranoid, expecting that push from long, but they are both there, large and in charge towards short. Dupree going to get off a second AWP shot into the round. That'll be the defuse, and it will be now 4th round picked up for Astralis.
And they don't actually pick up the second AWP there. There was a second AWP on that site. So Xyp9x carrying on that form, gets the first kill towards car, makes that huge rotate back around towards short. Windigo pausing it, because that was a round which they probably should have done better with. The fact that Glaive was able to get a kill, I think, towards long, kind of meant that the round was always going to go against them, at least to begin with. But alas, they're using these pauses quite early. There's 2 pauses used already of the 4 available. And the issue is, if you're using them this early, it's a sign of concern, to me at least, because that shows that you're not quite sure what to do this early on. And that was an issue on Overpass, you think about it. The playbook ran, you know, it ran out of pages, I think it's fair to say. Yeah. They literally had nothing left to do. Everything they did was getting stopped. They then resorted to just simply trying to get bursts, and from then onward they were not getting even the picks to start off. So this is a straight setup from the get-go. Ooh, Dupree, that was so close. So the fast short takes come through. You can see the rotate though, Astralis. They're willing to send 3 players from long even towards it. They're going dry. What?
Sprinting straight in towards the site. Oh, look at the amount of damage done. They're all so low now. Device should just be able to make a meal out of this round from this position. Gets aggressive, finds the follow-up kill, so Blocker is decimated. However, Poison will punish Device there. Sickening shot.
Ooh, this nade.
Back, the nade, the camel drop. No. Poison too quick on the reposition. Dupree goes down. Magisk, does he have anything he can pull out of his sleeve into this one? Gets 1 kill, goes for the jump face, knows the location of Poison, and the spam will give him success that he needs. That will be the defuse now coming out. No rounds drop since the pistol round here for Astralis now. They have won 5 rounds on the trot and look to try and keep this going.
It was a very bizarre call, I feel, from Windigo. Straight up, just going, as soon as you get on short, just burst it as soon as all of you were grouped. And it didn't really catch the Astralis players off guard either. Xipnix was still able to get a kill to start off with. And Device, that grenade he threw, so much damage. Even into buy round, the fact that that was still able to do that much damage is unreal. Double up his back though, Device and Dupree. So the Xbox smokes does come in. Dupree did shoot 1 shot towards it, and Device finally exits. But Windigo, they've walked onto short this time, so it's different. In the previous rounds, they had shown a lot of sound cues while running the whole way. This time, they might have the drop on the player that is there, Xipnix. But he seems rather confident in this angle. So it looks like the same sort of thing coming up from Windigo that we saw on the round where Glaive was able to sit on the wooden box next to the blue crate. This time supported by Xipnix rather than Magisk. It's that same push. Xipnix has a lot of damage. Means that Glaive is able to do everything needed from him as well. Only 1 man left, Poison. Needs a 5k to win this round. It's pretty unlikely, considering the situation. Clears out Pet. Has no idea where Glaive is. Does get that kill, but at this point it is just not stat padding by any means, but not a very impactful one, that's for sure. 25 seconds though. Unless he runs towards B, I think it's pretty obvious he's going to go towards A. There you go, 6-1. Astralis on the CT side looking a lot more comfortable. And keeping their footing as well when it comes to the... Even though they're losing quite a few players in the rounds they win, the fact they're able to keep the double AWP available to them is pretty big. And Windigo now go for a technical pause. So with a sound issue, it's quite a peculiar one. I wonder how that would have impacted the round or when they would have noticed that, because I don't think any of the players had a situation where the sound would have helped them, if I'm honest.
No. And the only one that seemed to have a sound issue was when they pushed out long, and that was on Astralis, because they just didn't seem to react, so...
Yeah, so that was quite weird. No worse. Technically, it can work for the other players though, as a tactical in some aspect, but the thing is, if your playbook is only, say, 5 different strats that you know, or that you've drilled, right, and you've already tried all of those, what do you even talk about during most of the tactical pauses other than to A, stop the mental, or B, just simply reset, like your mental position? Because it does get limited quite quickly.
Well, Astralis in a very good position here at the very least. Locking it down currently on that CT side. The double AWP setup's in commission as well, so they've got a lot of firepower to pack going into this. Just fumbling with their weapons right now a bit as they wait for the round to commence.
It's like insanity. Expecting a different outcome each time, but it keeps going to the same spot.
Watch when they actually get into the round and they've all got the wrong guns. Where's my CZ?
Looks like we're okay now though. A scout being bought by Poison. Some deagles there across the board as well. Dupree and Device sticking with the AWPs. And that's the opening kill. A lovely peek, to be fair.
Very confident. Oh, they might reface it as well. That'd be a second frag free. Nearly.
If he goes slightly across. Oh, Device misses. He had quite a lot of time to line that up as well.
He did. Nearly with an actual response there as well through the door.
Oh, the Deagle doing a lot of damage through that.
Oh, he's left very low, Ben. 10 HP.
Both AWPers very low, and Zipnix tries to arrive to help the team, but unfortunately can't see the player.
Just couldn't get an angle.
So while this is a 4v3, make that a 4v2, Glaive the crouch-moving killer. Whoa, that's a lovely shot.
Look at the health bars, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was the part about, this is still a winnable situation, especially as they have armor. Ships has an M4 now.
So Dupree and Device, both very low, 7 and 10 HP respectively. Magisk as well, brought down to just 61 now, as you will get tagged. And this isn't an amazing position to be in, it's definitely quite awkward.
It's definitely very winnable. Dupree, he still has quite a lot of grenades though. Still has his smoke and Molotov, he's going to go to the back of headshot. If he gets to kill, he misses. But they can't actually get him out. But Ships does have a Molotov though. But Magisk now, he's already got into the site. He's playing the long con here, but I think they've seen him.
Looks like they've cottoned on to his location. He gets one. If he peeks up and goes for the shot, he'll probably get the second. Bubble having to attempt to use his Deagle there, Ben, and couldn't land a shot with the hand cannon. No AWP save though, so Dupree will have to reinvest into that if he does want to have the secondary AWP.
So I believe he does want it. So 2 AWPs. They have looked quite comfortable, even though they've been playing pretty much the same position.
Yeah.
Every round. They've both been going towards mid most of the time. So you can see Dupree spotting over that smoke right at the back. So it's 2-1-2 by Windigo. Now make that 3 towards the tunnels. They need to get these rounds on the board though. It's getting to the point where Astralis, they start feeling more comfortable. But the thing they have in their side though, is if they win a round, Astralis will be reset. At the very least, that's a positive that they can think about. And that's a good opener. However, traded back immediately by Device for sure. And he actually stayed up. Oh, I thought he was going to go for a second.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to try and play with a confidence play from Shoxy there, but scared a little bit by how close the gunfire was behind him, so he does slip off. And let the one slide through this time. It's a 4-on-4 here. Mid control going to be taken. Zipnix needs to show that level of excellence. And the X Factor has to come out today. Gets one, tries to go for the adjustment on the second, but can't quite muster it up. Magisk drops off the elevated angle as well. That gives him an advantage towards tunnels, but he has been brutally taken down. They have broken his jaw. There's Device with a flying headshot, Ben. That is a big beat.
Ooh. He even inspects the peek from Blocker there. A Blocker is looking for a second peek, but Glaive is arriving on the scene very quickly and takes him down.
Wow.
Device changes that round completely. That wallbang was lovely to see it.
The activated almonds on Device.
And that's the 3rd tactical pause by Windigo. At least they're recognizing that they can use these pauses, right? Yeah. Some teams, they just kind of let it happen, right? There's some of them, they just don't recognize that they have these pauses available to them. If they want to use them to try and get back into the game, they should, right?
The only worrying factor is, though, they've used pretty much all their pauses now. If the situation doesn't get better, especially onto the flip side of the next half, it could just really overwash them and take them away in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think they're recognizing that it was like 8-1 now. Say if they go down 11-1, they might use that final pause just showing. If we are to get back into this game, we'll have made the comeback. We won't need to pause. It'll be them needing to pause. Right, so they're realizing we need to get rounds now, otherwise it will be done anyway. So it's nice to see, because, as I said, lots of teams just give up on it. You know, they accept, well, we're going to lose this one, aren't we? And that's about it. They'll use one, but then they'll just leave 3 of them available. Happens very often in 16-14 games as well, which is quite bizarre. Well, that's the double AWP is still out from Dupree and Device. And a nice little sit up here coming in. Zipnix, no grenades left. Device ready to pull a Molotov here. Their bats come around the corner. Here they come. All of them in the firing range. But none of them in the fire. Victor gets 2.
Dupree, though, you could still do an awful lot from this position if they actually carry on their warpath. However, they don't seem to fancy it. Bubble makes the play towards mid.
This Glaive. Big. Oh. Victor was at the back, though.
No.
B split coming through. Magisk, only man on B. He needs to make a play towards one of the options. Doesn't seem to be deciding at all.
No. Caught between 2 mines there, Ben. And that is the downfall. He will be eliminated. Finally, Windigo are actually going to get around on the board. You know, they won that opening pistol round. Since then, it has been 8 on the trot, back-to-back for Astralis. Finally, it'll be a round for Windigo. And Astralis, because these rounds have been so costly each and every time, don't have any money in the bank.
Yeah, in terms of overall run, it had been 19 rounds to 2 in favour of Astralis since the previous map at 12-5. We will now go 19 to 3, but Windigo, I don't know if they realise how close the rounds have been though. Because to them, they might be thinking it's been so many rounds that Astralis will have money regardless. But they have recovered that AWP though. Bubble actually, they seeked it out. They went towards the A site to make sure they got it. So the question is who will be using that AWP though? Because we've seen Poison pick up a scout quite often so far, this map. So it looks like we'll be giving it across to Poison though. So Bubble, get himself an AK again. And you can see the buy from Astralis. Call comes through quite late there. Glaive thankfully was following Dupree on the spawn, passing the AWP ahead. But they've not even crossed towards B. Like, surely the call was made to just run into B. There's 2 players going through mid B already as well. Zipnix needs to go huge. He's not going to expect players here.
Victor gets one. The initial headshot is absolutely spectacular. Looks for more, which he will claim. He's the Grim Reaper right now, but delves in towards the site and steals further souls as he will eliminate Magisk. And it is just on Glaive and Dupree. Glaive scavenges a Kalashnikov, has the AK in his hands. Most likely just wants to get out of there though and save with his teammate Dupree.
Yeah, that's an example of a round where you would normally use a tactical pause, I think, to discuss that buy. Because you can clearly see they were not confident in what they were doing until about, what, 2 seconds left on the clock?
Yeah.
But if you were to use a pause there, you give the knowledge to Windigo that you might have poor money. Because then they'll be thinking, they must have to talk about it, right? That's the only reason they'd pause. They'd won 8 in a row. But alas, Glaive keeps the AK, Dupree the AWP. Should be an eco run coming in from Astralis again. So you can see some armour on device there. Pistols being dropped across from the players who still have weapons. So Zipnik's the man to not actually have a pistol upgrade. Stuck with that USP. But they should be hearing a lot of noise towards long there. Dupree though, he's hoping to find something towards lower perhaps. This is quite hopeful for Astralis, I think, though. The fact that they've got both the guns on the correct side of the map at the very least as well. Dupree, if he were to face this and get a kill, it becomes very, very winnable. So those flashes make Windigo start to think they might have just faced that with 5 players, but instead they're thinking, okay, that's fine. We also have 5 players, but we've got a lot of grenades here. If we use them correctly, it doesn't matter if they have 5 there, we should still win. Which is a big risk, of course.
Yeah, it is a bit of an investment.
Here come the smokes though. Glaive faces, gets a kill. That's a disruption to the push. But they've done the deep smokes, which means Dupree is able to get an angle like that. And Device has armor, and he gets another one as well. It's all on Bubble.
Ooh. Okay, Bubble left in the 1 versus 2 here. Grabs the bomb, trades out the AWP for the AK, favours the rifle in this situation as he will go up towards the site, can get that plant essentially for free. Magisk has a HE, but he's going for the long con, the entire way back around through long with support of Zipnix. Bubble's on 100 HP as well. Goes for the aggressive play into the round here. Oh, he's been tagged up, tries to respond with the AK. Caught in the crossfire, Magisk lands it. 1 square bullet right between the eyes. They're going to be able to save the AWP and AK, defuse the bomb, and win the round. Oh, it's a double.
They get the double.
Nice.
Yeah, they've done very well to do that as well. But that's the second time that Windigo, going up A long, that they've been, you could argue ecoed, but I suppose the saved weapons have got 4 of the 5 kills, right? But that's a round where they technically have the advantage from the get-go. And from that, they still don't use the utility correctly, right? So Dupree was able to get a few kills in. Glaive, fine, he gets that first kill, he'll catch you off guard. But from that, they just weren't able to get anything done.
Yeah.
It'll be a disappointing watch back in the actual VOD, that's for sure. Because they'll realise how many errors that have been, occurring.
how different this game could have been with a small marginal tweaks there for Windigo to actually help them out in a couple of these rounds.
So as they didn't get to use that boost last round, they go straight back to it. And that nade timing is beautiful. Nice bit of damage there. And Device gets one. He's got to kick further as well. He gets a second.
Plucked out of the air. You would have thought Zipnix would have at least gone for the 1-for-1 trade there, but actually does perish, and it leaves it a 3-on-3. Heavy use of utility to block off underneath towards CT there. Bubble just going to commit. Should be able to get a fast bomb plant here towards the site. Glaive hides in the smoke for the meantime, has the Shroud around him to at least keep him safe.
On Dupree, he was originally towards top mid, but he's relocated here. It's all about waiting for these smokes to fade for the Astralis side, but that second one going down, he needs to kind of either commit through the smoke or go somewhere else. Looks like the decision is being made to go towards CT to help Glaive push up. But they're limiting their time here. Surely the save call might be in play. They need to get the kills fast, and it's not happening at all. I feel like you have to accept at some point that this round is actually not winnable. It might be a 3v3, but we're being blocked off at every entrance when a pause comes through, and that's a technical from Windigo again.
Potentially another sound issue.
Potentially.
Of some sort.
But in that case, they've had 5 different kinds of pauses.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, been using an awful lot of them in this game.
I've always wondered if there was ever a situation where there's a limit on time for technical pauses.
But how long you can keep paused.
Obviously, there's you've got different severity level of issues, right? But I feel like there still has to be a cap on it.
Yeah.
Like if a player is having ping issues, for example, it's been half an hour, it's still not gone down. Surely they have to play.
Yeah, right? You just have to force to play at that point. It's interesting. Dupree, overthrown, ships towards mid. Confident as he'll just walk in with the AK and be able to get the early tap off. Magist's going to try and swing out through the door. Looks to go for the backstab. It's a double deke down onto ships.
He's actually got back into B as well. I feel like it's all on bubble here. If he manages to get more than 1 kill, he'll have done very well. However, he seems to have whiffed on the first player seen. Zipnix lives with 1 HP and Magist's got an AK. He did a lot of damage as well.
1 HP on Zipnix.
Not really the man you want with the AK for a firefight, I think.
Not particularly. And Device.
Oh god.
Oh. It's bold, but he's slightly off. Unfortunately, not able to connect that shot. But if he could deny the plant, could have potentially been a different round here. Glaive and Zipnix are working together. They're going to go for the backstab, but they are focusing on it. Poison has it covered. The flashbang could blind him, but his teammate can trade for it. Zipnix gets the kill, Ben, but Device has gone down. Zipnix is still on 1 HP as they push out towards the site. Glaive going to get an elevated angle, kills 1 man, and it is all on Blocker now to decimate the both of them. But Glaive kills him with a drive-by, needs to just jump on the bomb, and they should steal this round. That is going to be a 10-4 somehow.
Very, very well played at retake there. So that was quite a different one to the previous one we had just seen towards the A site. But the fact that that Zipnix flash had to be perfect.
Yeah.
And it landed beautifully. You can see Poison had no chance. And this will be their final tactical pause being used. So they've used all 4 pauses in the first half. I don't think they've ever seen that before.
6 pauses in total.
Technically.
Yeah, for Windigo.
But that's quite crazy. I don't think I've ever seen 4 tacticals from the same team in the first half. But at least that shows, though, that they understand the situation to some degree. Like, if they were to try and get into a winning position, they wouldn't need to use as many, obviously.
I wonder if that's a change as well, where now Punisher's not on the roster, but he is an analyst for them.
They do have a coach separately, though, don't they? I think, if I remember correctly. Or do they have 2 coaches? I remember there was one.
Windigo have 2 coaches.
Yeah, was it?
Okay.
So they've got 2 coaches and an analyst. They've got a squad behind them.
They got all the boys.
We just did get stabbed there, I think. Unless it was a tag with a AK, perhaps. But that's a good opener from Ships into Zipnix. And Device, you can see him tempting it. As soon as the flash comes out above lower, he'll probably wide swing and go for the pick. It'll either be that or 3-second count. So let's just go for the peek and look at that nade damage from Dupree. 3 players into half health there from the get-go, but it's a 3v5 already. If Glaive can do some good damage here, that could be even better. Instead, they're just going to try. There's no flashes left in Windigo. They have to push up. Oh, too many people to face there.
Oh, Magisk. Getting aggressive here towards Ram, adjust towards Goose, but it's a little bit too late. So that last round will go in favor of Windigo, thanks to Ships and Poison for rounding it out. And it is a 10-5 half. Now, it was a 10-5 half in the first map, but the scorelines were flipped in favor of Windigo. This time around, Astralis have been a whole lot more dominant in the early game. On their T side though, Ben, can they close it down?
Astralis looking much better when you compare it to the previous map, but at the same time, you mentioned that scoreline being the same from the previous map. However, that was Windigo being pushed on CT, LTT, sorry, as in, like, and you know that the playbook difference is going to be massive, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, Astralis, they've been at the top level for what, 4 years, I guess, for the majority of this roster. Obviously on TSN doing various different lineups.
3 different orbs and different players.
Yeah, so they will have a great amount of experience when it comes to even just playing Dust2 on its own as well. The amount of different plays that they can just resort to will be massive compared to that. And just seeing Majest there on the warm-up, like, all during the half-time, so using an SG, he was one of the players who used to pick it up before the change anyway. But we've not seen him do it, have we?
No, he is I think he's one of the only ones we haven't really seen pick it up. It has majority just been IGLs that have really bothered with the change.
It's quite a weird one. I wonder why he wouldn't pick it up though, because he clearly feels comfortable enough with it.
Maybe just preference the AK right now, feeling himself with it, obviously using the AK a lot more.
I suppose when entry fragging, I feel like the AK is better anyway, but people will say, but the fact you've got good one-ball accuracy with the SG, but you move much slower, is the thing.
That's the thing, it's the mobility with the AK and the fact it can also... It's
if
more,
you're spraying
it's an
as well,
agile
you can do a lot
weapon.
more.
Yeah, it's more agile. Especially on Dust2. It's, you know, one of the smaller range maps really for small confrontations. You do have a lot of long angles, but they're not really positions that Majest was playing towards.
Yeah, especially on this part, but the same sort of buys coming through from Astralis on this pistol. Glaive and Device going for the P250s. And they're winning all these long-range fights with, you know, Glocks and P250s, and Victor does not care though. Gets 2 kills, but does get traded by Device.
A Magisk is all the way over at B.
And he's saying
slow
B is
walking
clear.
in, yeah.
The question is, will Ships rotate really aggressively here? Or will he actually walk the whole way? Because Magisk is trying to get an even better position, which he will be able to do as well. So Ships will never expect to play here. Magisk might be able to get a knife kill, really, depending on how Ships moves.
Depends how he opts to clear it.
Oh, he actually
he's looking towards it.
That's an awkward angle, especially when they can see you know, through those little cracks there. Glaive does have a smoke though.
Yeah, that's the only benefit. Glaive's also on 100 HP. Luckily, he wasn't tagged at the early confrontation towards long. You might try and just walk through that smoke.
It's a bold call to just go straight for the plant. But nonetheless, he gets it. Blocker with the kit means that they don't need to rush this too much. However, it looks like they're just going bounding in. And Glaive, he was so composed with that P250, really. The way he was shooting it.
No spam, just tap.
Yeah, he knows if I get in punched, I need to have quite a separation between the first shot I fire and the second one. And, you know, gets the kill on Ships, but unfortunately he was so low anyway. So Windigo win this pistol, so 10-6.
They won the first pistol though, Ben, and it was very short-lived.
It was. However, I'd say it's harder to mess up on the CT side in terms of being overzealous or like running into a stack, I guess. Well, that's a lot of Deagle spams down mid though, coming from the Astralis side.
Big nade as well. Device actually completely gone.
Yeah, it was a double nade, but only the second one actually landed. Trying to play the bait there, Bubble playing close was the door. Glaive obviously not expecting that. And that is the bomb actually taken as well. But Bubble, unfortunately does fall, but Ships cleans that situation up. So all in all, fairly clean. You know, you lose one player who had an MP5. Not the worst expense. Device actually going for a scout, and Magisk finally brings it out. He must have been playing it with the warmer, forgot it existed. He's got the SG out. So maybe he's actually thinking of it more as a situational thing where you play on certain maps with it.
Potentially so. Let's see. He's actually going to be the one leading the charge. Oh, he misses the flash though, has to go straight to the Molotov. The Molotov! Oh no, Ships! It's just annihilated everyone.
And that smoke's a one-way.
Shit!
It's got a massive gap under it.
Oh, he wants the eighth bed.
Device is playing perfect around the pillar. He's done so well to actually only take 50 damage around that pillar. I can't believe the smoke has gone out like that. Like, it was a one-way completely. It was like the old CSS ones. Like you put it on top of the roof and it, it'd go through. There would be a bottom half to the smoke.
You'd have a little square at the bottom.
That was so weird. Nonetheless, though, that B rush completely halted rather quickly as well. Ships with the MP5. Giving Magisk a bit of his own medicine, I think, though. That's the regular Magisk way of playing B. You Molotov the actual tunnel, you run across and just spray through the smoke or through the Molotov. And Blocker just got 1D through the door, I think.
It looked like it.
Because the scout would have killed him.
I think that was just from Dupree, just with the spam. It seems like it's given him the confidence to carry on
pushing. A lot of damage.
3 players tagged there with a Deagle bet.
Oh, and Ship's now low as well. So all 4 players who've crossed those B doors have been absolutely destroyed in terms of health.
The one player that hasn't been tagged is Victor, and Victor goes for a bold call here, gets aggressive towards short. Just depends on the timing, really, and actually...
But the bomb's in the tunnel. That's a really unfortunate situation, especially with Zipnix. He's already on the A site. So Victor does expect it now. Leaving all on device. Unfortunately, runs straight into ships. So that round was looking quite shaky just because of how much damage was output across the map.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for Glaive, that was his way of exiting. He wanted to go through T-spawn from tunnel. No, will we be allowed to see Magisk's SG this time? The scoreline's closed quite quickly. Those rounds that have been played have gone pretty quickly as well. 10-9. Magisk now with an SG. I think he had about 1,000 kills on it. Not too high compared to what I imagine he would have on an AK. The spam battle going on at the A-long doors there. A lot of damage being dealt, but not too much confrontation in terms of actual visual. A lot of spams through the doors. And Windigo actually went for a double AWP as well, so Ships has one, Poison has one. Ships using his towards B, Poison more of that rotate. Player playing in between long and A site. That should be a good nade. It's a 49 damage nade right down to Glaive. It's a very solid one. It gives them the info that there probably is this player towards CT as well, considering how far it went. Here comes the take though. It's all going to be on Poison, I think. He needs to land the first shot. If he lands the first shot, that's a complete disruption. It's the CKRS smokes coming in. Normally you have a player drop CT with this. Oh, he's landed on his head. We've got all 3 of them dropping. And Poison doesn't even get a chance. Not a single shot fired. Oh, very large switch.
Trying to connect him towards the side, but can't really muster it up. Astralis, they've locked it down. They've got the site control. It's a 4-on-3 here. Locker is starting to make his move back around, but the Vice is low, left on 14 HP. This is rough. They're
giving
losing.
away kills.
They're getting overly aggressive as well. That's the reason they're forcing the issue here. Dupree towards short stays alive, but barely. I mean, he's on 5 HP, and it all comes down to Ships. It would just take 1 bullet on either player, but the Vice plucks him out of the air.
That was the Vice with no armor as well, so even the jump shot, anywhere it landed would have killed him.
Yeah.
So it's very fortunate he lands that shot. But they gave so many opportunities there for Windigo to actually get into it. You know, they were peeking so many different angles. Device was lucky to be alive as well.
But they were just running headstrong into it, just taking all the firefights.
Very bizarre. But that is the first round won by Astralis on this second half. Windigo, due to winning those first few rounds, you have another buy coming in from Zipnix. He fights in the fire and the flames and gets a trade on himself. So he does very well just to get the single kill, I feel. But they have no idea there's a player already on this A side, I think. We're just quite troublesome with that actual spray. Doesn't think there's a player close though. Bubble. Gets that first kill, doesn't get the second one. Just runs out of bullets fighting Ships there. But both CT's low now, it's only Ships alive. He has a smoke. No kit though. If he had a kit, he might tempt this. Instead he smokes towards short. This is the classic case of smoke towards the angle and hope they just push through it. He'll get the first kill. Glaive now on his own. He'll do the same sort of peek.
Oh, he's still on it though.
He's still sticking it. Glaive, surely at some point you have to push through. This is a 10-second defuse! He actually gets it. I suppose it was quite bold.
I mean, that's the thing, because you can stay scoped and stay on the bomb.
Yeah.
So it's just like, all right, I guess I'll just hold it. I mean, he's not pushed.
Yeah, the awkward bit is when you try and pull off, though, isn't
Yeah.
it? Where sometimes there might be a slight delay.
So if you try and shoot while still on the...
It doesn't let you.
No.
But considering all the players in Windigo did fall then, Bubble goes to that glass cannon up. Astralis now reacting with a fast-paced round, straight through the mid doors, smoking CT. It's going to be a fast B player. The B players need to go huge.
Okay. Glaive with the early entry. Glaive should be able to get the follow-up frag as well, which will give them the entry in towards the side. Dupree did it for him, but nevertheless, the same theory applies. Poison close range towards the doors, just trying to peer over the top. Goes for the jump spot. I mean, his teammates arrived. He can actually boost him up here as well. Oh, he's been detected, but Bubble gets the kill, Ben.
That's crazy, he's actually still got the kill. The Molotov being thrown through the window. That's the second one I've seen miss.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. He actually got the tag off then as well. You can see the save call has been made, but where do the, Astralis players exit here? Like, T-spawn, they know there was a player that side. CT, there were two players out that way. They're going to have to commit through the tunnels by the looks of things. If Victor had not been tagged, I feel like he gets all 3 kills there just to stop them from saving. Device being a bit crazy though, actually exiting out the full way.
So much just utter chaos there is the round, really.
Nevertheless though, Astralis get the second round in, and Windigo, they save 3 weapons, and you can see the money even on the players who saved. You have to force into this. The utility will not be great. Astralis should know that it should be a force. 3 players saved especially usually results in that. Very close scoreline though. Windigo showing that resilience at least, willing to get back into the game. The scary bit though, as we mentioned, they have no more pauses left. So if this gets closer, where there's a situation where they might feel like they need to talk about whether it's a buy or just the situation in general, they will not be able to. Playing 2 towards short though, or just the 1 actually. Doesn't get the first kill there. It's an easy entry for Astralis to get, especially as they'd already forced the AWP off the angle. But you can see Ships has got so much info towards the tunnels. That face comes through and Victor unfortunately just gets caught out. 2 players. Doesn't expect that much of an aggressive peek. The bomb's actually on short though. Magisk is too focused on actually killing the players behind him. Just Ships alive though. He had all the info towards B, so it should have really been more presence from his teammates, I think, towards A. But instead we're in a situation like this. Zipnik's hoping to get this exit. Flash comes through a bit. Easily dealt with. Windigo have to give up this round, I think. And hope to get a buy-in at the 14th. Or the 14-10 scoreline rather than the 14th.
So Windigo left with really nothing going into this round. I mean, 2k being the average, they can't really afford too much. However, for Astralis, confidence is easily back in their favour. They came for a very odd push out towards mid here, though. And Device can have a field day with this. Oh, I felt like that would have been the collateral, but instead, it's a frag in favour of Windigo. They're just going to be bombarding their way up, absolutely sprinting towards it. Dupree has arrived, tagging up each and every one of them, Ben, but no actual kills.
That's such an awkward situation. It's just so far away. The Mac-10's not doing much. And now he's having to push through the same way as well. There's going to be so many players in front of him. And he actually gets tagged immediately by Bubble.
This is horrible.
A round from nothing. But there's only a limited amount of area. They have to go through it.
Oh! Oh, Ben, it's all over the place. I don't know what's going on. Glaive gets the kill in the end. And it's all up to Blocker. It's a 1-on-2. Ooh. He's got Device's stolen orb. Oh no. He wanted the AK, but it's been denied. He kills the first player. Glaive as well goes down, Blocker! What a weird round.
Out of nothing. That's a classic, that's a literal throwaway round. You sent 5 players up mid with USBs. And they've taken down the AWP, then taken down the rifle nearby.
And then won the whole round.
And Blocker, he probably loses that round if he gets that AK.
Yeah.
If the AK gets blown, it stays there, he grabs it, aim punch, he loses the fight. That's such a weird round.
Nutty. nutty. Absolutely weird.
2 AWPs for Windigo now though. Poison and Ships. And Device, was that a bit slow? Or
he was looking at him for a very long time.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, the smoke must have been further across on his screen.
It must have been, yeah.
Because he was staring at him for a while.
Yeah, it must have been. So an unfortunate death there for Device. Windigo with the opener. It's this one. Flash comes through the doors. Victor wasn't actually spotting towards it, but he's waiting for his counter from his teammate. Poison about to peek it, loses the fight. Victor, however, not been spotted yet. They haven't checked for him either. He nearly whiffs that spray. Shouldn't really be able to get anything else from this. But he does a lot of damage, and Bubble arrives to get the trade. It's a 1v2 now. Got a lot of smokes to work with. I think there's still a gap in the middle of that. Yeah, there is. So not a perfect set of smokes, I think it's fair to say. He should be able to get a plant down regardless.
Bomb has been planted.
It's all about the timing.
Ships. Gets spotted out there.
Oh.
Magisk as well, the double kill. You can see the excitement there into that round. Wow. 14 to 11 now. It should probably be 15 to 10, but...
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, but... Magisk saves them out of that one as well. 4k in the round, winning the 1v2. You can see the value from Windigo. It's tragic. You know, you got 2 Deagles, a 5.7, P250, and that's just an M4 and Poison. You have 2 smokes and a flash to work with. That's a beautiful flash roll, but they haven't actually taken it. If they'd taken it, Ships might have been caught out. And he's been the star man for Windigo so far. 30 kills in this game. Short take coming through there. Ships looking to get something. Look how aggressive he's being. I don't think they'll expect him to have actually pushed through the doors though. You can see Device still spamming the door, hoping to get it.
Oh,
this is crazy.
oh wow. Gets one on the follow-up as well. Ships.
Oh no,
Trying to
Device!
reload. Oh, Device. The clock burst.
That's why you do not trust the clock burst.
No. It's not worth the risk. Evidently proven there. With a 101 from Device. Magisk. Showing how to entry in towards the B site though. We'll get the follow-up. Hopefully, no. Bubble just able to swing straight in, gets the elimination on Device. Magisk then killed by Poison. So 1v3 for Zipnix.
Man, that's relatively comfortable, I think it's fair to say, when it comes to clutch situations. Gets given a 1v1 there, but they just swarm him. Can't do anything about that. And look at the money on Astralis. 2250 on some of the players. It's a rough one. I feel like this is a double eco, and if you double eco, you risk as Windigo being able to build that money up that they've currently got. It appears to be quite a tight affair. Astralis, they invest, well, Device at least invests into the Eagle, Magisk now as well. Double need towards top mid, Zipnix will be just beyond it, and Device not actually arriving yet. But this is the classic anti-eco setup they go for. They normally have a player facing B ramp with one close as well. Oh, to deal 2 of them. Can't get anymore.
Luckily, Poison and Victor will be able to finish off what was started there by Bubble. So it's a 14 to 13 scoreline. Astralis, they have cash, but it is minimal amounts. Magisk is already bought up, so they will be fully investing into this one and buying back up. However, it's going to be really all over the shop, Ben. 2 AKs, 1 Tech 9, a Galil, and a UMP.
It's a bold call, that's for sure, and they're actually going to go out long as well. This defense from the CTs has not been challenged much this game, but it looks like it's going to hold. Zipnix just about lives. 2 HP, but there's a lot of damage done to Windigo, at least in terms of the players playing towards long. But damage won't win you the round. Ships, he's had a fantastic game, and that is just sums it up, really, doesn't it? The whole spray up mid.
Yeah.
3 kills and out to Wall and Glaive.
Just pepper spraying each and every one of them. Glaive gets a tag, but only brings Victor down to 8 HP, and he will still perish there. So it goes 14 to 14. And it's not looking great at all for Astralis now. Windigo definitely pushing them to their limits, Ben.
It's been a 2-man show. Ships 35 kills, Victor 27. We can't really tell what Poison was on because he did have to reconnect. but nonetheless, that's 62 kills from 2 of your players.
It's a big display.
Ooh, that's not a good kill to start the round off with. And that's the second one.
Device.
Both through the door.
How does he do it?
He's the only man with a primary weapon, and they're actually facing him still as well. I'm surprised the chips would even tempt it.
Yeah, I know. How would you even have confidence against this man right now?
Blocker's about to push into tunnel as well, but I don't think he saw the movement from Majesk. But if they were to move towards short, they'd be running to Victor. If they go towards lower, they're running into Blocker. If they go mid to B, it's right into ships. They've got a good, complete sandwich being made of them.
Oh, Blocker with the backstab as well, arrives just in the nick of time. Victor, if he peeks out here, managing to live towards top mid, which he will, but Glaive responds. Somehow, in the turn of events, Ben, it has just come down to Blocker in a 1 versus 2. They are going to bombard their way up short as fast as possible as they realise he could be quick on their towers. Drop the Molotov to slow him down.
All the way.
Oh, he just commits to it. Big tag there onto Zipnix, but he's been able to push across. Just using constant nades to buy himself time. He's going to burn to death. He'll go down there as Zipnix will send him off to the Burns ward. 15th round picked up from Astralis. Direly needed.
And Windigo, even though they'd won, what was it, 3 rounds in a row, I think. The money's not fantastic, but they still get that double AWP out. It does mean that Victor, one of the players who's been playing so well this game for them, is limited to a P250.
That's rough. Oh.
And Device only has a scout, but it's not exactly only a scout in his hand, apparently.
I mean, it might as well be an AWP.
So Victor, as I said, the guy who's been popping off, to be fair, only P215, he's the man holding long. Like, he's the player playing in pit. Normally you want to make sure they have a gun that he can at least go 1-for-1 with.
Yeah, at least a one and done trade, but...
Instead, he's going to be pushed out, and that's a free kill for Astralis, I think.
Yeah, especially when they gamble and they go towards long. Oh, he gets 1 kill though, eliminates Dupree. That's tidy, that's nice. He just needs to keep himself alive into the round, but Zipnix will trade it back, gets the headshot off. They spam up towards the A site as well. Bubble gets tagged ever so slightly.
So the long control taken by them. Windigo, they have no more grenades left other than the Molotov and Bubble. Which, it's not going to have much impact, I feel, right now, because this push will have to come through. See some weapons being traded. They want to go all rifle, perhaps? Yeah, all rifles. That basically implies, I think, that they're going to go up long. The scout isn't going to be of much use. If they smoke the actual openings, they won't have much use for it. But Zipnix, he seems wary that there might be a player in T-spawn. Depending on this timing here. Blocker has his knife out!
Oh, Blocker goes
That's going to have to pull a CT player away as well. Surely. If Zipnix fakes this B control, this is, you know, the site taken.
Yeah, this is genius. I mean, he's got utility as well. You can flash in. They're going to hear that. That'll be on Ships' call to actually rotate off, but he holds strong.
They're not pulling it.
No.
They're not biting at all.
They're not going to fall for the bait. And now the usefulness of Zipnix is to just try and backstab here. It depends if he can arrive in time. The push comes out towards the site. Glaive kills Bubble. Response from Glaive is absolutely critical then. He has killed each and every one of them. And it is all up to Poison. Getting off the legs, but doesn't realise the man from the rear trying to go for the knife. It was Zipnix as he turns around, goes for the shot with the orb. Oh, cheeky stuff. But surely it's not enough. A 1-on-2 here. It would have to be the 4K for him to win this round as he tries to force the issue, wants to push around, but Majisk gets an angle, pulls the trigger, and he is dead. Astralis will win that one and lock it down. Ben, they take all points available from the series. That is the full 6 accumulated there from Astralis, but it never seemed like it was going to go their way on both maps.
It was a bit of a crazy one. That's probably closer than their matchups they've had against other teams like Na'Vi.
Yeah.
Like, it's quite crazy. Windigo, they fall at the last hurdle. They made the comeback to 14-14 there, and they just can't get it done when the weapons were all in their favour. It was a round that they should really be winning. But instead, you know, they force advice to Scout, and then from there, Glaive makes a big play, Zipnix as well. They'll be quite disappointed they didn't get any points, won't they, from today?
I think so, because they fought really tooth and nail. It's so many rounds that just a margin of error could have changed the outcome. Very, very bizarre.
Yeah. I think it all started off with that anti-eco round, which was a catastrophe for once. And we were worried, but then Windigo did the same thing to Astralis. That run up mid kind of changed the game.
Oh, stuff there. Glaive going to get that. Interesting frags in these rounds. I mean, Glaive actually had quite a big impact across the board into this game as well. Some of the kills were very tidy. Device, though, just popping off across the entire series with you was definitely a trendsetter that reinvigorated Astralis.
Yeah, they'd have players popping up when they needed them to. For example, that device kill through the door, that changed that round completely. Majisk and that B site previously did really well. And Windigo, it was just a case of this time starting quite slow. Like, they used all their pulls in that first half. And in the second half, they knew they needed to use them. And it's quite nice to see that as well, though, thinking about it, because, as I said, lots of teams forget about it, and they just don't end up using them. But Ships as well, he had a fantastic game on the Windigo side. What, 35 kills I think it was in the end?
Yeah, he had a really big impact into the game overall in terms of like how many rounds he actually affected. Poison as well, for his sort of first display in Pro League, looked overall very effective. I mean, Overpass was definitely a better map for him, but I think across the series had quite a lot of impact tied to him, and this round was just lunacy.
There's like 7 dead bodies in that little area.
All grouped up towards suicide.
Which, when you consider how much round time was left as well, there's still like a minute on the clock. It was quite a weird one. And Ships getting 2 kills there changed that line completely. There's a lot of rounds decided by some weird situations, I think it's fair to say. Like some situations which we probably wouldn't see again.
Yeah.
But ultimately, if you're Windigo, 16-13 and 16-14, and 0 points to actually show from it, it's going to be a bit of a heartbreaker, really.
Yeah, it was a bit of a rough one. Let's delve into the overall results from today's game so we can have a look at that. So, to kick it off, obviously, here on the B stream, it was a 16-5 from Hellraisers that then went on to win both maps 16-13, as they also took cash in that series versus Fnatic.
Yeah, it was a bit of an interesting one. Fnatic didn't really show up on Mirage, I think it's fair to say, but then on cash, they started getting into it, but Hellraisers, they were able to outlast them, I think is an easy one of saying. But Na'Vi and Train against AGO, that was a result we would never have predicted. No. Simply because we just thought Na'Vi on Train, they look fine on that normally. But instead AGO got 3 points out of that situation. And then the one we've just seen there, 2 maps that were very close in scoreline. And if I'm honest, they were both games that I probably described as a tale of 2 halves. Like literally 2 halves. Like one half Astralis very dominant, second half Windigo very dominant. And the same was to be said on both maps. Yeah,
and that just goes to show sort of the point that Counter-Strike is very much a level playing field, Yeah. It's not over no matter what the scoreline. You can always try and get back into the game, and Astralis definitely a team that live with that mantra through and through. Meanwhile, on the A stream, it was a 16-12 during Inferno, and then a 16-6 on Mirage for Mousesports.
Yeah, a full set of 1-to-1s in the A stream there. North getting a map off Mousesports, as you said. NIP, they get 6 points from Hostile 12 today, which I think they'll be happy with. Those are teams around them on the scoreboard, aren't they? And Hellraisers, we mentioned they'd beaten Fnatic earlier on in the day. Fnatic, they only get the 3 points against NIP. So those teams all kind of trading, giving each other points, other than Hellraisers obviously taking it all away from Fnatic. So Fnatic actually, I think they're in a scary position now, where they might drop into that, or they're near that relegation spot at least.
They'll be losing places slowly on the overall standings. But that is everything for today, Ben. We have been able to work through the games we've had available. What was your favourite from today's matchups?
I actually liked the Cash matchup we had. So it was quite a tense one. A lot of plays which were kind of crazy, to be honest, as well. So it was kind of nice to see Hellraisers actually be on that map again. I haven't seen them on it since the big game, I believe, and that's nice to see them make some work on it. Yeah,
actually looking pretty good as well. There was a lot of an interesting strategy that came out, a whole lot different. Unfortunately, Fnatic just didn't really have much strategy to fall back on, and that's why it slipped away from them. But a good day of games and some interesting things that have occurred here. This is day 1 of the 3-day week, so obviously 2 more days to go here over on the B stream for ESL Pro League Season 8. But we're done and dusted for today. So keep it locked, come back tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll be guiding you through the action. We'll see you there.